You can't even buy a used car no more. I'm on Facebook Market just looking around for a used car, especially for the brands that you know that's gonna last pretty good. And everybody knows that Hondas and Toyotas last pretty damn well. There is no reason why I'm seeing Hondas and Toyotas that are 20 years old, 200,000 miles, and you want to price them at $5,000-$6,000.
Okay, gonna try to make this short and sweet, but it's probably gonna be a 3-minute nutshell of the used car market at this exact moment. Mind you, there are 50 million Americans between the ages of 18 and 25. So add, your 16 and 17-year-olds and add your up to 30-year-olds. There are a lot of us, and we practically all need used cars to satiate the boomers' need to tell us that we can't live large. Okay, got it.
Not only was buying a used car relatively easy, it was inexpensive. You could find a used beater car for a few grand and it would last you a few years. You didn't buy it to have it last a really long time. You kind of understood that transaction. Unfortunately now, beaters are going for more than $5,000. In fact, the average used car for an average priced vehicle is closer to $20,000 now. Yes, that's right, $20,000. These cars that now are going for about $20,000, maybe 10 years ago would be going for under $10,000. Hell, probably closer to $5,000. That's how insane the used car market is now. It's almost as bad as the new car market, which is also ridiculously expensive. You're only getting a slight discount now on used cars. You used to be able to get like a 50% discount on a used car if it was a few years old and it's a new model, right? So it's like you're getting let's say it was a 2026 like Honda Civic and you're buying like a 2022 Honda Civic. You'd be able to get a substantial discount. Now it feels like the price for a new Honda Civic, if it's like 2026 versus a 2022 used one, you're not getting much of a discount. So it really begs the question, what is the point right now, right? Why buy at these prices? Well, the main reason why is because people have no other choice. If you need a car, you gotta pay for a car, and used cars are still a little cheaper than new cars, but not by that much. Let's discuss it in today's video.
Okay, gonna try to make this short and sweet, but it's probably gonna be a 3-minute nutshell of the used car market at this exact moment. Mind you, there are 50 million Americans between the ages of 18 and 25. So add, your 16 and 17-year-olds and add your up to 30-year-olds. There are a lot of us, and we practically all need used cars to satiate the boomers' need to tell us that we can't live large. Okay, got it. I'm gonna describe a car now. 2014 Jeep Liberty, 100,000 miles, crank windows. So not even like a nice one, base level, like the shittiest one you could have bought off the lot when it was new. What do you think? Did you say $15,000? Because that's what it's worth. And if you want to break that down, say, $1,500 for a down payment, and you want to, an affordable monthly car payment, so around $300, that's going to take you 72 months to pay off. That Jeep will not last you 72 months. It's already got 100,000 miles on it. If you know Jeeps, it's not going to last that long. Anywho, so my ex in September rolled his Jeep 3 times down a mountain, and we needed a reliable vehicle to get him to and from work because his commute was 3 hours long. Luckily, he had a Hyundai SUV with 230,000 miles already on it that had been in his parents' garage just in case one of their other cars broke down. And he was able to drive that to and from work for a little bit, but it needs a new transmission, which is why he was not driving it, because transmissions are, like $5,000. So we needed a new car, and we needed a new car pretty quickly. So we looked on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, eBay. We were not above a Craigslist meetup for a vehicle, okay? We were willing to take what we could get. There was really nothing drivable that wasn't going to need $5,000 of engine and transmission work, which is the exact situation we were already in. So we drove from Atlanta to Orlando and back in one day to buy a 2006 Honda Ridgeline with 130,000 miles on it. So a 20-year-old vehicle with 130,000 miles already on it. Luckily for a Honda, that's only half of its lifespan. Hopefully we're hoping to get close to 250 out of it, more than that, maybe, hopefully. And after dealership fees, we paid $8,800 for that vehicle. There was no engine or transmission work needed at the time. Knock on wood, it stays that way. But it's a truck. Immediately needed new tires, so $1,000 there. Registration and insurance. We're already at $10,000 right there for a 20-year-old vehicle with 130,000 miles on it. That was the cheapest one in the country that we could find at the time. So You can look shittier places, you can go to shitty used car dealerships, but a beater is no longer worth $5,000. And this car is going to need new struts, new suspension. AC went out the month after we bought it, so already we're going to have to put $2,000 to $3,000 more into it to make it drivable for his 3-hour daily commute. So beaters are no longer $5,000. Thank you.
Makes it really difficult for people starting out. Like, you think about the trajectory that most people would have maybe 20 years ago. It's like you get out of high school, you have a beater car, you go to college, and then after college you find a decent paying job. All of these things now are getting harder to find, and also at a decent price. You can't find a decent used car anymore for under $10,000, and if you do, you're lucky. So before we moved to Calgary from Toronto, we bought a Honda Civic, and I think we paid around $9,000 for it at a used car lot, and this was in 2021. But when we left in 2023, we sold that Honda Civic. So we used it for 2 years. Guess how much money we got for that car? Just under $9,000. So we pretty much had 2 years of this car for free. We were just basically paying for gas at this point, because that's how crazy the used car market was. It didn't really deflate that much in price. Now, I know Hondas usually hold their value a little better than maybe other vehicles out there, but that really gives you an indication as to how crazy the used car market is. Really, it's brutal.
You can't even buy a used car no more. I'm on Facebook Market just looking around for a used car, especially for the brands that you know that's going to last pretty good. And everybody knows that Hondas and Toyotas last pretty damn well. There is no reason why I'm seeing Hondas and Toyotas that are 20 years old, 200,000 miles, and you want to price them at $5,000, $6,000. And they got a Savage built title. Like, the car game ain't even right no more. The housing market already fucked up, but the automobile market is even more fucked up. Are you serious? 200,000 miles and you want to sell me your car for $5,000, $6,000? And it's 20 years old? Come on, man. What are we doing out here, dog? It's bad enough that when you try to buy a brand new motherfucking car, 2025, your car payment gonna be $1,000, the price of goddamn rent for a 1-bedroom or studio apartment. Insurance gonna be way high. But for a used car, you out here charging $5,000 or more for a 20-year-old car? Come on, man. This ain't right. Trump got to do something. I understand he's the president right now. We can't talk about nobody else. He the president. We got to do something about that. The economy is already effed up. More tariffs are happening. Prices are going up. They saying groceries are about to go up. Everything is up high. But they still acting like we out here living rich. It's not fair. We out here struggling. We can manage our money all we want. We can go back to eating bologna sandwich and oodles and noodles to try to budget ourselves. We still gonna be broke. It's not fair.
That's crazy, because over 200,000 kilometers would be a car that wouldn't even really be worth buying, right? Because how much longer realistically would it last? I know some cars can go up to 300,000 kilometers, but that's something you don't want to purchase, because you don't want to be stalled out on like the middle of a highway when you have a car that's just not gonna last that long. But you know, Hondas do have a pretty good reputation, but to see that, and this is US dollars by the way, so my Canadian viewers, about $5,000 to $6,000, you're looking at like $7,000 to $8,500 for a 20-year-old Honda Civic. Brutal.
Car market is not coming back. Now, I hate to be a bearer of bad news, but quite honestly, I don't think the car market can recover from the last 5 years. Just looking at it from a normal person's eyes, it's very obvious to me that something has to burst, right? But I don't think it will. And the reason I don't think it will is because you have corporations fighting consumers. And corporations are never going to back down from their profits. They're never going to lower prices for consumers. Their first thought is not about you, me and you. That's not their first consideration in anything. People are all sitting around waiting for car prices to drop. They're not going to drop. If anything, they're going to continue to rise. And it's going to get to a point where it's so ridiculous, the prices of cars are so ridiculous that the average person can no longer afford a car. It's already getting to that point. I don't know a single person right now who can go and outright buy a vehicle off the lot brand new. I don't know anybody. I don't know anyone who's bought a brand new car directly off the lot and paid cash for it. It's becoming a situation where, let's say Joe, let's take a guy named Joe, for example, works a 9 to 5 job, makes an average salary, has a family, has a house, you name it. He sees the new Ford pickup on TV. He says, I want to go and get the Ford pickup. Goes to the dealer, walks in the door, shakes the hands, sits down to do the numbers. He says, I don't want any options. I want a basic trim level. I don't even need a crew cab. I just want an extended cab, long bed, not a ton of options. Basic trim. That truck is now $55,000. I remember being a kid and a fully loaded F-150 Platinum or fully loaded F-150 Limited or whatever it was $55,000 for the nicest version. And now a basic work truck, construction truck is $55 grand. The market is outpricing itself. It's getting to a point where I don't know how delusional these automakers are, but they think, all right, well, I guess 98% of the population will finance their vehicle. 98%. 2% that can pay cash, well, they're the ultra wealthy. Everybody else has to finance. Because at the end of the day, it's not about buying the car, it's about funding the banks that finance the cars. That is where the money is made. On all of that interest, on the repos, on the fees, on everything. And a lot of these banks are associated with the car company. Like the corporation owns the bank. It's not like the good old days. You can't roll into a dealer and buy a brand new car cash. It don't work like that no more. My grandpa, when he was 50, 60 years ago, he went and bought 2 brand new cars in one day. You can't do that anymore. People say buy a car cash. Well, you're going to have to buy a 20-year-old car cash. You can't buy a new car cash. Nobody can afford a new car in cash. It's just not an option anymore, and it's real sad. And the fact that car makers are not going to back down from their pedestal, and they're not going to lower prices either. People keep saying, oh, the market's going to blow up, it's going to explode, the bubble's going to burst. It's not bursting. Sorry to tell you, sorry to let you down. It's not bursting.
I think he's absolutely right. Scarily, he's actually right. I don't think the car market is going to burst at any time. It's so weird. It's just like housing. It's becoming more and more detached from people's incomes. And I agree, people used to be able to buy used cars and new cars with cash like 20 years ago. Now, you can't do that at all. And if you do, it's a really bad beater car for maybe $8,000 to $10,000, and even then, not a lot of people have that type of cash on them. $10,000 is a lot of cash. Anyways, leave your thoughts about this video and the used car market down below in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.